Hey everyone, this is Chris with High Seas Cruising, here with the weekly cruise show. We have quite a bit to talk about this week, a lot went on, and we're going to get to that right after this. Welcome to this week's show. Before we get started, I am trying out a new camera this week, so let me know if the picture quality is up to standard here. Kind of testing it out before we take it out to Las Vegas next week. So let me know how it looks. See if it's an improvement or not over the one I was using before. But enough of that. Let's get started with this week's cruise show topics. And we're going to actually start off one out of Florida here. It's going to be out at Disney World. The Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, or what's the Star Wars Hotel. They released a couple of pictures from that construction project. I'm going to put those up here so everybody can take a look at that. It's a mock-up they did of one of the guest rooms. Kind of looking forward to this one. This one is supposed to be more like a cruise than it is going to a hotel. It's going to be a complete 2-day immersive event taking you into the Star Wars world. You're supposed to be, I guess the concept is basically you're going to be on a Star Cruiser in space while you're inside the hotel, and you're going to take an excursion where you take a ship down to a planet, and of course that'll be Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. There at Disney World will be part of that excursion. So a little concept art of that, something to look forward to. That is supposed to be opening in 2021, this year. In other Disney World news, the Magical Express bus that picks you up from the Orlando airport and takes you to the resorts. And they also use it for the cruise ships, between the cruise ships and the airport. Though they haven't specified about the cruise ship portion yet that I'm aware of. But that bus is going to be discontinued in 2022. Basically, Disney is saying that with the rise in ride-sharing programs and a new train service that's going to run between the airport and the Disney Springs, they're just no longer going to offer the Magical Express. One other piece of Disney news to come out this week is that Disneyland is going to become a COVID-19 vaccination site out in Orange County. They've been closed this entire time and still have yet to reopen. So it seems like a good use of the space and help people get vaccinated. So if you've had a cruise booked anytime coming up here in the next few months, I'm sure you've already received the email, the notification from the cruise line that your cruise has been canceled. All of the major cruise lines have canceled all the way up through March into April. Princess is canceled into May for Alaska cruises up till May 14th. So the cruises continue to cancel. Starting to actually get more used to cruise cancellations. I think I'd be more shocked when one actually starts than I am now with one actually canceling. But while all of the cancellations are currently going on, you have the Port of Galveston saying, "We are ready for cruise ships." They are stating that they have all of the pieces in place and that Galveston would be a great place for the test cruises to start from. The CEO and port director said the message from this is, "We are ready to go back to work." Some of the recent upgrades to the Galveston terminal include touchless plumbing, UV lamps to its HVAC systems, and upgrades to the escalators that actually every time they go around, the handrails are sanitized. That's a neat little trick. And the elevators have self-cleaning buttons. Plexiglass dividers have been installed around the port that any place where people could come in contact with each other, such as customs and the ticket counters, with the addition of hand sanitizing stations throughout the cruising port. So I think this does show that, like the majority of the major ports and even some of the smaller ones, the Port of Galveston is ready to go back to work now. So what I take from this is that the Port of Galveston, it's ready to go. They want the ships back. They're ready to start to test cruising. The people are ready to work. It's time that we make that happen for them. And another cruise ship has reached the scrapyard. So the former Grand Celebration from the Bahama Paradise Cruise Line has been scrapped officially. That ship was originally the Carnival Celebration, and it was beached in India this week as scrap. Got a picture of that for you here. The ship was launched in 1987 as the Carnival Celebration. It was third in the Holiday class ships. This ship had nearly a 2-decade career with Carnival Cruise Lines. Remember a little bit ago, the Bahama Paradise Cruise Line did run into some financial issues, problems with their crew not being paid properly, and they were forced to sell this ship for scrap. And the Carnival Corporation states that they're going to add more dry dock days in the first quarter here of 2021 for their ships. And we've already seen some ships cancel, stating for dry dock reasons later on in the year. But you know what? It makes perfect sense. The ships are just out there right now. Those that need upgrades, accelerate that program, get them into dry dock, and once cruising resumes, then they don't have to pull them out of service later. They can continue to service passengers, make money, which is what they're out there to do. They don't make money when they're in dry dock, so if they're not making money right now, you might as well get them in dry dock, get them upgraded, and ready to go. Makes sense to me. Also this week, Costa's new ship, the Costa Toscana, was floated out this week. Got a picture of that one here for you. So once cruising does resume, there is definitely a large list of new cruise ships that are coming out in 2021 and 2022. Definitely be lots of new cruising opportunities once cruising resumes, hopefully this year. At least that's what we got our fingers crossed for. Earlier this week I did put a video out, and I'll put a link to it up here now, concerning the CDC delaying test cruising. Honestly, I'm hoping here in the next week or two we do a government transition here in the United States. We'll see something one way or the other. Either the test cruises are going to move forward under the new government, or the change of government is going to cause even further delays and it's going to get pushed back even further. I don't want that to happen, but honestly at this point I'd just like something to be told to us that will actually happen. So if we're going to start test cruises like we're supposed to, let's start them. If we're going to delay and not start it for several months, just come out and say so. So at least then we know, and I can quit booking cruises and have them cancel on me 2 or 3 months later.